Okay, so I'm going to go over how to complete the EBSCO article assignment. I'm in modules right now. If you scroll down to the bottom, at least of this week, you'll see the EBSCO article annotation assignment. So you click on that. That takes you here. There's a lot to read, so let me take you through it. The first thing you want to do is find an article that's peer-reviewed using EBSCO that has something to do with your topic. You may have to refine it. It may not be exactly what your topic is. It may not be exactly the name of the book that you're supposed to be based on a piece of literature that you love, okay? Or, at least a topic like a hobby or something that you're familiar with that there's probably some book out there about, right? So this tells you what to do. Follow the instructions carefully. It says log on to EBSCO and then it gives you a URL. So I'm going to copy that URL and I'm going to paste it. And that'll take me here. Now it asks for user ID and password. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the assignment. I'm going to copy and paste the username, and then the password is just password. So I'll just write in password. So user ID, copy and paste. Whoops, that's not right. I must not have copied it. Let's try again. Copy and paste. Then for the password, I'm going to write in password and click login. This should work. Okay, so now it brings me to this page. We're using Copper Mountain College's EBSCO login page. Click on the second one. That'll take you right to EBSCO host. And so here, what you want to do before you start typing in your search items here is you want to go down and you want to click on two things. Number one, click on full text. Number two, click on peer reviewed. You've got to have those two things, okay? Then you go back up and you type in whatever your topic is. Let's say you love Harry Potter, okay? You'll find plenty of articles. What can clinical teachers learn from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Harry Potter Day, promoting careers in medicine. Like any of these will work. Harry Potter and the End of the Road, parallels with addiction. I mean, that's dark. So then what you would do if you were going to use, let's say, this article, you get the full text. Excuse me. Then you're going to copy and paste. So make sure you get I would probably get the journal name in too. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, it's letting me do, what is it doing here? Can I just click? Yeah, there we go. If you click Control or Command Alt A, it selects everything, and then you should be able to just copy. So I'm right-clicking and I'm clicking Copy. Then I go to my Google Drive. I open a new doc. And I paste what I copied, which should be, there you go. Now, this needs to be organized a little bit, right? So here's the title. Here's the author. Maybe, I don't know, bold the title just so we know. Is that her name? Yep. Okay. So, and then, organize it. You can kind of see how it's broken up into paragraphs. I'm not going to show you this whole thing, but you certainly, you're going to want to organize it a little bit. Let me go down one. Yeah. There's the opening, here's the abstract, the opening paragraph, and then the keywords. So you can see I've just taken the abstract and separated it here, and then here's the actual article. I would break it up into paragraphs. Then once you have that all done, now you can start annotating it. If you go back to the assignment, it shows you how to do that. Or at least, yeah, click here for instructions on how to annotate. So all of this will tell you how to get the article. Click on the second EBSCO host web listed. click the box for full text, peer reviewed. We did that. Copy and paste the article, properly format it. We did that. Write the name of the literature that inspired the article. So I'd go back here and I would just type in, and you're going to want your name here too. So, Mr. Whoops, we don't want it bolded. I mean, that's crazy. So, Harry Potter, and of course this is book, so it's italicized. Mr. Kramer, period 1, whatever. And then there's the article. So make sure you follow instructions. If I don't know what, the literature that inspired it, then I might be able to lost while reading your assignment. Read and annotate 3 pages. I'm sure we have more. I'm guessing we have more than 3 pages. Yeah, we got 6. So, just 3 pages I think would be enough to get started. And you're going to annotate it using the 2 resources above, which I'll get to in a second. And then don't forget to do this one. At the bottom of the article, write a short paragraph explaining which of these reading strategies work the best for you and why. And then you submit the assignment. So let's go back up to these. Here's the reading strategies. You click here. And these are just ways to help you read difficult pieces of literature. So noticing the text structure and the conventions, the title, the headings, subheadings, text is organized. This was pretty well organized. You've got an abstract that's kind of an overview of the whole thing. Do we have subtitles? Learning key points. Okay, so that you could take note of that. You can highlight that and annotate and make a comment. Is that helpful or not? Picture. You could tell me if that's helpful. You don't have any. Oh, here we go. Addendum acknowledgments. This is like after the fact. So not a lot. A lot of these articles will be broken up into sections. We don't have that in this one, but you could take some notes on that. Sometimes there'll be like bolded words or italicized words, that kind of thing. If there's any picture, or let's see, oh no, for picturing, it's I picture this. I have an image of it. When I read this, this is what I see or think of. If there's something you're confused about, there's nothing wrong with that. Identify it. I'm confused about this section. I'm not sure about this. I didn't expect there to be that. I'm not clear about this. These are things you could just write down. Just write them down. There's no answer to them. I'm confused about this. If you identify it, then it makes it easier to figure out, the information you need to move on. Making connections is always a good thing. This reminds me of this. This is just like when I do this, that kind of thing. Predicting, where is this going? What are they going? Most of these articles will be some kind of experiment, right? So they have a hypothesis and this is what they're testing. So you can predict, well, I think this is what the outcome is going to be, right? And then I think this is the most important part, fixing and adjusting pacing. I think I'll have to reread this, right? So if there's a section that's particularly difficult, I need to reread this and look up these words, or look up what this means, finding articles, about it, and then I could understand it better. I need to slow down, not clear about that kind of thing. So just these are things that you want to do while you're reading it. And then we go back here, and here's how to actually annotate it. Annotate your text in as many ways as directed below as possible. I'm not going to count or check to make sure you have every single one. Just you want to use a variety, right, as much as you can. If I notice you do the exact same thing, like one thing 100 times, that's a problem. I don't have a minimum of how many annotations you need to have, just as long as it's looks like you're really engaging with the text. So you note the main argument. What's the main idea of the text? Paraphrase it, meaning put it in your own words in the margin. Note a few spots where the author makes claims that seem central to the argument. Does the author, support, back up their main claim with evidence, that kind of thing. Comment and annotate the significance. Does it do well? Does the evidence seem to work? Note sections that you're confused. We already talked about that. express your confusion or question in the margin. What steps could you take to figure this out? Note examples if there are any of specialized vocabulary, words that you're not familiar with. What can you infer about this author's intended audience? Oh, they're expecting that the audience knows this word, right? Note where you have some trouble understanding the text because of some lack of background. And then, if you have expertise, oh, I really understand this, where other people might not. These are just notes that you jot down. Note spots where comprehension depends on background knowledge. And then annotate in any of the usual ways, make connections to your own life, ask questions, make predictions, etc. Just make sure that you focus on the suggestions above. The whole idea is to make notes that will help you understand this difficult piece of literature. Okay, sometimes even just summarizing, what is the main point? What are they trying to say in this paragraph? And going back and reading that annotation is most helpful for these sorts of texts. So that's not a problem. It just needs to be more than just summary. I don't want just summary, right? There needs to be a lot of other things there too. Okay. And then you submit the assignment, and that's it. If you have any questions, this isn't due until the end of the week or until almost when we're coming back next Tuesday. So Monday at midnight, 11:59 p.m. is the due date. So if you have any questions, you can't do it on Tuesday, but before up to Monday of next week, just drop by or email or text or remind.com or whatever it is. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching.